NBA Live is trying to make a comeback? I just got done watching the Xbox One reveal of the new console, and a portion of the presentation was dedicated to EA Sports, and they were showing their lineup that's coming to their new console. They had FIFA, they had Madden, they had UFC, and then they had NBA Live 14. And they actually showed footage of this game. Gameplay. Hopefully it's gameplay. Who knows? Sometimes when they show you these things, their trailers are not really gameplay. I mean, I know they've been accused of doing that before with some of their sports games where they're just showing animated stuff that's not actually gameplay. But it looks like it is gameplay. But there's bad news because NBA Live 14 in this presentation, it just was not looking good. It looked exactly like the NBA Live that we remember, the NBA Live that we don't like. And all of the things we don't like about the game seems to still be there. And that's me doing a hook shot. Before I get back into this, I want to talk about this. I know a lot of people, they've been asking me, they're like, Smooth, when you do post moves, how come you always do the up and under? You never do hook shots or fades. I actually do hook shots and fades. They just normally never go in. So I'm going to show a few hook shots and fades in this video and you'll be able to see. Sometimes I have a mismatch and I still miss a hook inside or a fade inside. I don't know. Maybe I'm cursed. Maybe I can't make hook shots. I don't have post proficiency yet. I don't get that until really late in the seeds. I think maybe the 3rd seed, maybe the 4th seed. I can't remember. But so that's why you see me doing a lot of up and unders, because when I do the other moves, they don't really go in, even if I have a mismatch. Now, let me get back to what I was saying about NBA Live. I'm sure if you use Google, search NBA Live 14, or if you search YouTube, I'm pretty sure somebody re-uploaded that segment showing those clips and those screenshots. So you can find it. I'm not going to upload it because I'm not going to risk a copyright strike. I know sometimes with trailers you can get strikes, so I'm not going to risk that. But let me just talk about what we saw. The player models are exactly the same. Everybody was looking skinny. Everybody had weird arms and weird. They just don't look right. And that's a criticism that NBA Live has been getting for years. Every single year, people that are playing 2K or just even people that play live, they complain about these player models and they never change it. They never upgrade it. Never. And it's funny because they've been out of the game for a few years now, so you would think that when they come back, they'd actually change the things that people are complaining about, but they did not. Now, another problem. What a lob magic to LeBron. But another problem is the player movement. The players are still moving the way they've always moved, awkwardly, just not smoothly. Like after you've played NBA 2K and you see the way they dribble and walk, just even little movements, it just looks so much better, so much more fluid. You go play NBA Live and you see the way they move and make gestures and all their animation. It just looks plain. It looks weird. So you would think with EA being out of the basketball game for so long and hearing this criticism for years, you would think that they would change it and they would work on their animations, work on their player models, work on their graphics, but they have not. So I don't even know why they're even attempting a comeback if they're not going to make any changes to their game. It's going to be the same thing that it's always been. I don't understand that. J.R. Smith misses the lob. And another thing I noticed is that the rim, the net, the backboard, it all looks the same. And this is something minor. This is something small, but this is another problem with NBA Live. And look at that pass. I had to call a timeout after that turnover. You'll see. After they score on that hook, I call a timeout. What was that? Now, this is something small, but in NBA 2K games, notice that you can make the ball, you can make it swish so many different ways. There's lots of different animations. You can brick all different kind of ways, but in NBA Live games, it seems like you can only brick and make it. There's only like a handful of different animations they have for the ball going in the net or bouncing on the rim. If you've played both games, you know what I'm talking about. And it seems like NBA Live 14 is going to be the same way. It seems like the way the ball was going into the rim, because you can see it in the trailer, the way the rim looks, the net, it all looks the same. So there's no evidence from that little bit of footage that we watched that they changed anything at all. So how do we know that gameplay has been changed? We don't know. And it's just sad to see that. It's very sad to see that they've been gone for so long and they didn't even capitalize. They didn't change any of the things that we've been complaining about. NBA Live players have been complaining about for years. So go ahead and tell me your thoughts on this. If you saw the trailer, if you didn't, go look it up and see it. I think Operation Sports has a link. I'll probably put it in the description. I'll go check it out and see if they have a link. They probably do, because they always have stuff like that. But it was funny on Twitter when everyone was watching the reveal, and I remember I put out a tweet and people were like, man, the comments that they were writing to me were hilarious at the time. I'll probably post them on the screen, do some editing so you can see a couple of them. But it just seemed like the consensus is that none of us were impressed at all. We're not even, we don't really care about this game. We're not even excited about this game because we already see that they're not making changes. And that's what they need to do. When they come back, they need to make some changes. If they make the right changes and then their gameplay is good and their online works and everything, then they have a chance. But if they just do this, they might not even be able to release the game again. Maybe they'll delay it again. Who knows what's gonna happen? But it's been 2 years in a row, or maybe 3. I've lost count. It's been so many years. I've lost count how many years it's been. So this is the very next game in my team journey, and I decided to use this for this commentary because I'm playing against a team that doesn't belong. But the good news is that there's not that many teams like this anymore. As I'm going through the seeds, there's only maybe a few more teams that do not belong. Like even in this seed, I think there's only one more team that I'm going to play against that has a lineup like this, that doesn't have any gold players, doesn't have anybody special. I mean, my team is just getting so good. The competition is good. The teams are good. And it's going to be a very entertaining series. I know a lot of people, when I first started my team, for whatever reason, they thought that I would never be able to get into the higher seeds. People were like, come on, Smooth, you're only winning because you got a great team and you're playing these guys in the 6th and 7th seed. They don't have anybody. But, just keep watching the series. You're going to see some unbelievable teams. I think even the next game is against a great team, and I'm just going lob crazy because this game is over, so I'm just chucking up lobs. But I think the game after this, I'm playing against a guy that had Allen Iverson on his team. I'm pretty sure it's the game after this, or it's coming up soon. I'm going to play against another gold lineup. So now I'm starting to play teams that are just as good as mine and even better than mine, and this trend is going to continue. It's not going to go backwards. The teams are only going to get better. And I'm actually already in the 2nd seed. I know I'm posting videos here in the 5th seed, but I'm actually in the 2nd seed right now. I haven't played in the 2nd seed yet because I'm 3 seeds back in terms of videos. So I figured, let me release some videos. Let me do some editing, get these videos out there. But let me give you some facts on my journey through my team so far to the 2nd seed. The first thing is that I've never done anything cheesy. I've never abused any exploits in the game. You're never going to see me bust out the 1-3-1 zone and play it all game long like some of the people I play. You're never going to see me run in the paint and always do a spin layup, because that spin layup, it always attracts a double team, leaves somebody open. None of these tactics, the fading threes. I just play straight up basketball, fair basketball. I did that from seed 8 all the way to seed 2, and you're going to see it. As I'm releasing more videos, you're going to see that remains the same. I have LeBron James on my team, but yet you don't see me forcing dunks in the lane. I just don't play like that, and you don't have to play like that to win in my team, and I'm the perfect evidence of that. Another fact is that I've never been demoted, and I've always been promoted. And what I mean by that is I've never gotten stuck in a seed. So let's say I lose some games in a seed. I've always been able to win enough to make it into the next seed. I've always been promoted. I never had to replay a seed. And this is rare because I know a lot of people, when they play my team, I've seen the comments, I've seen things on forums. People will say, I got stuck in the 4th seed. I had to play it over 5 times. Or I got stuck in the 3rd. Or I was in the 2nd seed. I got demoted back to the 3rd seed. That never happened to me. So it's possible for me to get Michael Jordan without ever getting demoted or having to play a seed over. I mean, obviously I'm in the 2nd seed now and I'm taking a break from playing because I got so many videos I need to release. But hey, I might be able to go all the way through without ever replaying a seed or getting demoted and always getting promoted. And that's not easy to do because as you see me release these games, There's so much cheesing going on. Everybody is cheesing so hard. Like, I remember in the 3rd seed, as I was playing through the 3rd seed, I think every single team I played a 1-3-1 zone from start to finish. I think there was only like one game at the end where the guy didn't play the 1-3-1 zone all the way through the game. Like, it's amazing. All the cheese I'm coming across, but yet I'm still able to win games in advance, and I'm not doing any of these things. And they have power teams. I mean, I played against Michael Jordan. I played against all gold teams. I mean, it's pretty much all gold teams when you get into the higher seeds. Like right now I'm in the 5th seed, and we're already seeing great teams. I mean, this is the first time I played a game in this seed we didn't see a great team, but that's rare in the 5th seed. You're going to see the teams are going to be just as good as they were the game before this and the game before that. So this series, it's really going to be fun. And once I do get that ultimate goal of getting Michael Jordan, then I'm going to start busting out all these crazy lineups like the all Knicks team, all Lakers. I'm going to do stuff like that. I'm going to mix up my lineup. I'm going to use guys you guys want me to use. But I figure for the playthrough to get to that spot, I'm going to go ahead and just work with the formula that's been working, because that's the biggest thing. It's that winning formula. Whatever works for you as you're making your ascend through these seeds, you just got to stick with that lineup and let it fly. And just in case you don't believe me, here's a screenshot of me making it into the 2nd seed.